It's time to act. Those are the words of U.S. President Joe Biden as he made an impassioned plea to lawmakers and everyday Americans alike for decisive action on gun control. With horrific mass shootings fresh in our minds, his words are echoing around the world.
For God's sake, how much more carnage are we willing to accept? How many more innocent American lives must be taken before we say enough, enough?
Candles lined the White House crosswalk in honour of gun violence victims, as Joe Biden made the cost of his country's inaction abundantly clear.
Guns are the #1 killer of children in the United States of America. More kids than on-duty cops killed by guns. More kids than soldiers killed by guns.
In the 17-minute primetime address, Biden urged Congress to restore a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. If they can't manage that, he wants them to at least tighten background checks and raise the minimum age to buy an assault weapon from 18 to 21.
After Columbine, after Sandy Hook, after Charleston, after Orlando, after Las Vegas, after Parkland, nothing has been done. This time that can't be true.
In the 8 days since the Uvalde school massacre, there's been 20 more mass shootings in America. So common, many barely made the news.
Frankly, what does it say about the state of gun violence in the United States of America when I had to revise my remarks that I just finished writing last night, early this morning, because there were at least 3 more shootings?
Congress has attempted to move gun violence measures, but with Biden's party holding a razor-thin majority, there's little hope of success. In the House Judiciary Committee, party lines remain clearly drawn, Democrats arguing for action.
It has not even been 24 hours since the last mass shooting. My friends, what the hell are you waiting for?
This is the moment. It may be the only moment that we have.
But Republican opposition is still stubborn.
You are not going to bully your way into stripping Americans of fundamental rights.
Here's a gun I carry every single day to protect myself, my family, my wife, my home. So this gun would be banned.
I hope the gun is not loaded.
I'm at my house. I can do whatever I want with my guns.
So will the president's speech, however powerful, actually be a catalyst for change?
It's time to act. For the children we've lost, the children we can save, for the nation we love. Let us finally do something.
Well, CBS Radio's Michael Williams joins us now from Washington, D.C. Michael, Joe Biden said it himself. After Columbine, after Sandy Hook, after Parkland, nothing happened. Is anything really different this time?
The only thing that I see different is just the body count rising, quite frankly. We have the same situation, innocent children being slaughtered in school. And the political situation, the political atmosphere, if anything, is more partisan. It's more calcified. People in their positions, either for or against doing something about this gun violence. So is something different. Certainly, every tragedy like this sort of ramps up the level of regret, the level of urgency. But does it ramp up the level of urgency to actually make a change amongst those who are so dead set against it? I don't necessarily see it.
Michael, in the 90s, America did have a temporary ban on assault weapons. The number of mass shootings went down during that time. When it ended, they went up dramatically. Why does that evidence base not shift more public opinion in America?
Well, I mean, there's not only the weapons ban that exists in the United States. Let's look at your country. Let's look at other countries around the world where weapons bans go into place and this type of violence goes down. There is a preponderance of evidence of what serious gun control would look like. There is just that feeling still, number one, among people that this is part somehow of the American DNA, this right and responsibility to own a gun and to own the most deadly weapon possible. And if you look at this, you're showing this package with the gun shows. Look, this represents a tremendous amount of money to a lot of people. As we all know in America, if there's another color that should be on the flag, it would be green. And that is a large part of what's driving this.
Michael, does the comparative success of gun control laws in Australia and New Zealand factor into the discussion over in America?
Amongst those who are looking for a practical solution, yes. People, when they look at solutions and try to model a possible way to go forward with responsible and reasonable gun control, we look at that. Look, gun control is actually here. We do have, and let's call it arms control or weapons control, because look, people can't have tanks. They can't have nukes. They can't have hand grenades and flamethrowers. So obviously there is some level of arms and weapons control that goes on here. It's just a matter of where people have the will to draw the line. And as much of a problem as I would say the issue of defending anyone's home or family, like the congressman there, was kind of shocking. It is the idea that there's a distrust of the government, that somehow your weapon is going to keep you safe from the American government. It's that same distrust of government that killed so many because they won't take a vaccine. That same distrust, that's a killing factor in the U.S. somehow.
All right, Michael, we'll have to leave it there. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.